Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I also have another YouTube channel called Latina Diaspora where I discuss issues pertaining to Latinos in the United States. The link to that channel is in the description. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and also the subscribe button both has been enabled. Meaning, if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who've already subscribed to the channel, whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined as late as today. I really appreciate your love and continued support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the clouds, even the haze. So, what I'm going to ask you to do if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, as you can see, tonight we're having another episode of Open Discussion. For the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with what we do here, I will share my views regarding several topics. Of course, you, the audience, will have an opportunity to chime in and opine. Also, if you have anything that you wish for me to discuss, I will do my best to comply. If it's something I'm not familiar with, I will be transparent and state so. There might be certain things I may choose not to discuss because I don't care to get into those topics. Now, let me just state what's going to be next week's schedule. Now, as far as my other channel, I will be going live Sunday, probably 6 or 7 o'clock. I have not thought about the topic for my other channel, but I will have something for you to consider. Now, next week's schedule is going to be a little different, and I'm going to try something a little bit different. Now, I see here we already have a guest. So let me just state for the record that the views of those who appear on the record panel are not necessarily those of hosts of the channel. Any attempt to copy the material without the consent of the host is prohibited. By appearing on the call, you waive your right to the image. Some of the views that people hold might be considered offensive to some viewers. If you don't like the content, you can block the channel. And now we're going to bring in our guest. Good evening, Gigi. Gigi? Gigi, are you there? Okay, it looks like Gigi's having may have some difficulty. Um, I don't know, technical difficulty of some sort. Hopefully she'll pop on, or at least you can hear me. That's weird. Let me see. Ugh. Okay.
Hey,
Hello.
Jose. Can
Hello.
you hear me?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm just at home relaxing. I took the day off of work because I have some personal things I had to take care of.
Oh, okay, that's always good. What we talking about?
Just basically, just it's open discussion. So basically, just about almost anything is open as far as what's up on your mind. I'm sure you have a couple of things on your mind.
I got a lot of things on my mind, but I probably won't bring them to YouTube. I just popped up to see how you was doing and, just to come show you some support and hit your link. But whatever you want to talk about, let's do it.
You know what? First of all, I still can't get over the fact that I've reached over 1K subs.
I know. How exciting.
Yes, and the beauty part, I didn't have to go negative.
Yeah, we had a few bumps in the road, but yes, you have maintained a positive channel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I know that people that would love to go negative and they think that's the way to get for that channel to grow. I mean, you'll get a few subs, but then again, you need to take into account the type of crowd that you're going to attract.
Yeah, that's true. And there's also different levels to negativity because, some shit that's going on in the world or in society is negative. So if you report on it, it is kind of negative. But that's kind of different than fighting with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
So
is
there's
true.
levels to it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I still can't get over the fact for the month of November, I actually gained 140 subs.
I know. And I know that you like to come out here and do your streams, and I enjoy your streams and I come to hang out on them. But like, they're definitely turning you to a short channel. That means you need to pump out a bunch of shorts.
I
They
mean, look, I,
really,
I mean, at
they
this point,
are
I'm
really
doing shorts,
resonating with
almost
your
two
shorts,
shorts a
right?
day. It's not like I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're really resonating with your shorts.
Well, first of all, I try to keep it positive. I try to keep it wholesome because there's a lot of negativity in the world.
Hmm.
Okay,
Well, they say that like when you do a
and
lot of shorts, right, and you get a lot of engagement through shorts, like so it's kind of like you have two audiences. You have your audience that watches your live streams, but then you have like the shorts is like a different audience. So it's kind of like you have two audiences in one, you know?
yeah. So right now, the goal is try to increase the watch time.
Hmm. So yeah, you definitely got to keep streaming to get
Okay.
them watch time hours. That's the fastest way. I think you need like a million or I don't know, some outrageous number on if you're just going strictly off of shorts. I forget what the
Yeah,
number
I
is.
think actually I think it's like 10 million.
Oh, dang.
Thank you, CEO Lightness. I think this is your
I
first
zero
time here,
lightness.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, look, and that's going to be hard simply because my shorts more or less generate like about 1,000 views. I mean, I have a couple that's like over 10,000. I have one that was like over 30,000, but you know it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. I get impatient too. I'm like approaching 600 again, for this will be my fourth monetized channel. Jose,
Well,
I would have had over
yeah.
10,000 subs by now. More than that, honestly, if I would have never deleted my channels. But that's all right. I think everything happens on the time that it's
Well,
supposed to. And I wasn't ready for it.
yeah. Well, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. And for the haters out there, well, keep hating. I've seen a lot of maturity on your part.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw today EU had made a video and like a tea video where she was like trash talking and she was just talking about like like it takes more courage or whatever she was trying to say to like basically criticize black people. And I will challenge that talking point, okay? Because I've made a lot of videos criticizing black people for, their treatment of biracial people at times. And I have never got the amount of Looney Tunes as I had since I've been addressing the alt-right, you know. So I would disagree with that talking
Yeah.
point. A lot of those people are cuckoo for cocoa.
Um, you know my personal feelings regarding EU. Okay, there's no need for me to repeat it here. I will say this much that she's entitled to her point of view,
Yeah,
and that and the fact of the matter is that her that and 290, oh, a correction, $3 as of next month will give you a ride on the subway.
I feel
But
um
hey,
like
she
I feel like
yeah.
when the black audience gets upset with your content, they might try to fuck with your life in certain ways, but with the alt right, like you got to be careful because they might want to try to harm you. It's a little bit different. So I would say actually, in the time frame that we're at, in the racial climate that we're in right now, you see what they did to Charlie Kirk, right? I think messing with them might be the more dangerous might be the more dangerous. But yes, Zero Lightness say you're right. A lot of crazies. Absolutely. Absolutely. And not only
So
them,
that's
but
the
the cult of
reason.
Candace as
Yeah.
well. Candace, you know what? I found that the Candace Owens supporters are even more cuckoo than even the alt-right Nazis. I don't know. Candace has definitely cultivated a very interesting audience indeed.
Do you think maybe it's all by design so she can reach that YouTube coin?
Well, yeah, I think I'm not sure if she's number one, but she's like in the top three, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll just say top five of streamers on YouTube. So she's definitely elite status as far as views and all that. And when you go to the live stream, there's like over 80,000 people in the chat, and they're sending super chats. She's definitely getting that coin. Have you do you even pay attention to any of that? Like what's been going on with the whole like Charlie Kirk's association and Candace and her allegations, basically trying to say that the people in his organization set him up and unalived him. Have you been paying attention to that circus over there or not really?
No, 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 no. I have enough aspects of the circus to deal with. Well, I'll deal with that portion of the circus. I mean,
Okay, okay.
I look. Okay, I deal with this circus as some of the stupidity they have to do with the job. So it's like that's enough to keep me, keep me from going into other areas. I just try to do what I need to do, focus on what I need to do, and not get into the craziness.
I know, I know. And you know me, I'm hard-headed. I always jump head first into the craziness. I was born like that. My grandma used to always say, she would always tell me like I was a little gossipy gossip. And it's funny that I grow up and now I have like a YouTube channel where I gossip, right? But I can't help it. And I got a
Well,
big mouth, and I
remember
always want to
that.
give my opinion.
Remember, I actually did a mild criticism regarding one person, and lo and behold, I became the topic of two lot completely lives.
Yeah, that's how it is.
So, I mean,
But that's good though. When people dedicate the time and energy to make live streams or videos about a person, that's why I be like, damn, I don't know why these people be like acting all insane and like they be crashing out when I make a video on them. I get thousands of views. I help contribute to these people's relevance, whether they want to admit it or not. I just choose not to come out here and be the crash out myself anymore. because I have been in this game for a while. I have learned. And that's why I say, hey, I would have been way further along. I would have had a lot of subscribers by now, but I wasn't ready because I'm not really, I kind of struggle back and forth with really wanting to be known or not to be known, if that makes any sense. Like, I kind of want the channel because I enjoy making content, but I really don't want to be like known, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Because once you get known, then
I
that's when the
think you know what it
harassment
is. I
starts.
think yeah. There are levels of notoriety that some people want to embrace and some people want to avoid. Um, when when I decided to become a serious content creator, I mean, I just wanted to share what little wisdom I've gotten in my 63,000 years of life.
Hmm. Zero,
Okay,
my YouTube channel
so
is oh, my YouTube channel's right there. But that's my tag. The channel's name is Gigi's Crash Out Report. Yeah, I just changed my name, Jose, because I'm like, that's what I do. I report on crash outs,
okay, well,
whether it's
I
political, whether
decided
it's
to
biracial, whether it's whatever, but it's gonna involve somebody crashing out.
I decided to focus on the logical, focus on those individuals that actually
Thank you,
use their
Zero.
brain, okay, and not their vocal cords.
Yeah, and I feel like when I would do streams and stuff before, you would come over and come on, you would enjoy or whatever the little mess, and you would dip your toes into the mess. Then you come back over here to your calm. And so, like, I feel like I like coming over here because it's calm and we just have rational, like you said, conversations, and there's not a lot of chaos going on. And I appreciate that about your channel, and that's why I continue to support you. I don't have to just support or be around people that all have the same thing going on. I like diversity.
Well, look, from the very beginning, there was never this channel was never an echo chamber. Number one, everyone was allowed to express their point of view, and sometimes people went off the deep end, expressing their point of view once or twice. I try to make it an area where people can, talk about logical things. I mean, that's why I refer to my supporter as the uncommon folk because they're very unique. Okay, they're actually people that actually have a thought, that actually have some brain cells that haven't deteriorated, that are able to articulate ideas and thoughts.
Hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, and generally, I don't really censor people. I mean, half the time people censor themselves, okay? And I think they do that because just because of who I am.
Hmm. Speaking of like
Mhm.
the past and just kind of reminiscing on things. You know who I miss? I miss Ramon. We haven't seen Ramon in a long time. And me and Ramon, we would go back and forth on
Yeah,
talking points, but he's another person that I appreciate, even though we don't always agree. So I hope Ramon shows
yeah,
back up.
yeah. I do. I mean, I hope so too. I mean, once in a while he will like post something, like a DM something in Instagram, things of that nature. But let's keep it real. It takes a lot of time and energy to create content. Not everyone has that time and energy, and then other we don't know what things that people are going through.
And that's why I say it takes a special type of person, and I don't mean that like in a special meaning like better, but it takes a certain type of like personality type and a type of person to really be able to like persevere in like being a content creator. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah,
everybody, you really have to be motivated. You have to be self motivated, number one. It really is a business, and you're only going to get out of it what you invest into it. So, not everybody
yeah,
has that desire either. You know what I'm saying? Because it might just be a hobby rather than like a business plan or a brand, you know?
And I get it. People get disappointed when they do content and there's not a lot of action trying activity going on. I look at it this way. I believe in producing content on a regular basis. Those that will consume it live would consume it live. Those that will consume it on the playback would do that. And you really can't get all hang up if you have content that does not attract a lot of activity. What you do is you take a look and see where you can do better.
And that's why I say like, so the whole thing is that it really is, and you know, like they have all these channels where they tell you how to blow up your YouTube channel, how to do this, how to do that. It really, really, really does just depend on consistency, I believe. You understand what I'm saying? Because eventually you will attract your audience, people that get you. And for some, it takes longer than others. I have people attracted to my channel and they don't even like me at all, but they're there for whatever they're there for. But like you just keep going, you keep making like your content, and I feel like it just all falls into place eventually. Even if you do a live stream and nobody shows up, or if you have zero people even on the playback, you just keep on producing, producing, producing because you have your own vision, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, the fact of the matter, it's a
I mean, I
in
don't even
all
do live
fairness, it's a
anymore.
little bit easier for me to. Yeah. Well, look, in all fairness, it's a little bit easier for me to do content because I don't have a family. It is just basically me. I don't have any children. I don't have a spouse that I need to and I need to dedicate time to. So it's a little easier. But for other people, I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, you are a parent yourself. You have your children, and then you have your spouse that you got to, and then you work. So therefore, you have other things that you need to take care of. So it's a difference.
And that's why I say it takes a special type of person because it's like, you know, you have to have that like fire or that desire or that motivation, that inspiration inside of you. Because I mean, do you know how many nights that especially when I used to go live, you know, and I would stay up and I would have 2 hours of sleep and then have to get up in the morning and get my husband off to work and get my kids to school, you know? Oh, sorry, I hear animals outside fighting. It's crazy in Florida. So, yeah, you got to have that like desire, that inspiration, you know. If you're not like all the way
Yeah,
in, you're probably not going to get far because you got to push through, you know. No matter how
yeah,
busy and hectic life is, you got to find. I literally will be working and I'll be editing, you know, like I'll be multitasking. I'm a mom, so I multitask anyways, you know, and even being a wife, it's like that's kind of like having another child, you know, you always got things to do. So I be doing something else while I'm listening to this, while I'm editing this, while I'm doing it. You know, you just find the time, is my point. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
it's important to you.
yeah. That's true. And also, yeah, and let's keep it to try to find the time, to produce content, to produce lives. It's a challenge. Okay, I mean, you don't want to do it too early because then you're not going to get anybody, and you don't want to do it too late because basically, if you do it too late, all you're going to get is the weirdos. But I mean, one thing I managed. I mean, I'm fortunate that not too many weirdos try to approach my cyber home. Um, One thing I do as a practice, if I don't know you, if I don't know you, if I never hear from you, you got to camp up in the backstage to make sure that you don't flash anything pornographic.
Yes, and I mean, honestly, that probably does slow things down for you because there's a lot of people out here that do not want to cam up. We know that. This is YouTube. But your rules, your way. You know what I mean? It's just gonna have to be how you want it to be.
Well, look, I have to do whatever is necessary to protect the integrity of my on my platform because it does reflect me. Also, I got to do what I can to keep the crazies from entering my cyber home.
Yeah.
Yeah, which including I happen to ban like a couple people, and I don't enjoy banning people, but I value my mental health too much.
Mhm. Jose, excuse me for 1 second. I wanted to ask Zero Lightness if you're still here. Your name looks really familiar to me. Is this the first time that you've seen me, or have you been around our sector? Because I feel like I know your name. If
Interesting.
you're still here, how many people are in the listening? Can you? How many? Yeah, you
Um,
can see. I can't see.
5.
Oh, there's 5 people. Or I don't know if it's a girl or
Yeah,
a guy, but
yeah.
because
Well,
I feel like I've seen that name before.
uh, yeah. Well, I remember the grief that you and Dreamy went through when you started interacting with us Latinos.
Yes, and it's what's so funny about that, Jose? It's always the irony and that's why you cannot listen to what people have to say about you negative, right? Because when we started coming over here talking to the Latinos, we were dragged, right? We were dragged for it. And now when you look at those channels that were dragging us for that, they are now pandering to the Latino community, correct?
Yeah.
They
Speaking
don't call them
about
Latinos.
pandering,
They don't call them Latinos. They call them mulattoes, but they're still Latinos, right?
um, okay. Look, what I
Tomato,
mean,
tomato,
look.
baby.
You know what? You know what? A rose, but any other name is still a rose. So it's like, but I do
My point
remember.
is that we
Sorry,
were
I
freaking
do
dragged
remember.
for it, and then the same people, 99.9% of the people that criticized every move that me and Dreamy made turned around and followed that blueprint because we were, besides Exoticals United, because even though I don't like her, you got to give, I'm not a hater. Like I'll give credit where credit's due. Besides her, we were the ones that had the wave in the space, right? So they would laugh at what we would do, but that they would turn around and they would imitate it and they would do the same thing. They would follow that same blueprint.
Well, I remember in the beginning when I was talking about mental health issues, and lo and behold, there's another person which will remain nameless, started talking about mental health issues as well.
I remember.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. You
and
really can't
then
listen to
tried
it.
and yeah, and then try to link up with the Latinos, particularly with Radical Latino and Denise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's like I guess I should consider it a compliment in a way.
Oh my gosh, I went to Keem's stream over there, right? And this is another thing about crazy motherfuckers. And I'm sorry, Jose, but I'm cursing on your platform tonight. But
It's okay. You know I don't censor here. So
some people make me want to curse, okay? And so now Keem has came back. He has made a new channel. I don't know what happened to his old channel. I don't think that he had enough traction over there to where like YouTube deleted him or anything like that. He obviously deleted his old channel, right? Well, I don't know if they were doxing him.
yeah.
I don't know if he was just like, hey, I'm over it, and then decided to come back. Because that's another thing too. You might be like, oh, I'm done with this now, and then, a month, two down the line, you're like, oh, I miss it. Either way, brand new channel came out. I made a video on him because he was talking about mulatto men. he was talking about them. And so I was given the tea about what was going on and what he had to say. And because in all reality, he did have some good points, even though I know that King is obviously very ignorant, very racist, and all these other type of things. Not even just racist, but I guess they say it's what xenophobic to hate people from other countries. But he's an actual American, allegedly, that hates Americans. So I don't know what that term would be called. But yeah. So and then I make a video like, dude, I'm giving you recognition on my channel. I get thousands of views on my channel. I'm doing you a favor, right? You have no clout. My video didn't do well. The mulattoes don't got clout neither. The video didn't do well because they don't have clout, right? But I'm doing you a favor by even making a video about you, even if I'm dragging you. And so I go over there. He's all disrespectful. He got the banana Dominicana, whatever the hell her name is, another bitch who is faceless, does not cam up, and who's always running their mouth, want to attack me, want to be obsessed. And this is why I got to get on my Jose shit, okay, and get heartless. Let me stop. I'm just joking, Jose. And drag these fucking immigrants for being disrespectful, coming around in our areas and our spaces and shitting on Americans and all that shit. And then you want to sit over there, you want to drag me, you want to talk shit about me when I'm doing your raggedy ass a favor by even making a video on you when you got 93 subscribers. Okay? But this is how YouTube works. People be ungrateful. That was his introduction back into YouTube by me even acknowledging that he even exists over there on that struggle channel. But it is what it is.
Okay. First of all, when it comes to this individual, and I'm trying to be, um, kosher, but I can only be kosher to a certain extent. Okay. I mean, it seems like it's basically the same old, same old. Okay. Now, actually, I did a whole stream regarding mulattoes. Okay. Okay. And believe it or not, it did get a lot of traction. Okay, but the difference is, I base what I talk about is based by my encountering with other mulattoes. Okay,
Hey, Irby.
and I just hey Irby, and I was just expressing an opinion. So I'm not claiming to be an expert of mulattoes, and I never claimed to be an expert of mulattoes, nor do I claim myself to be an ally to mulattoes, because
No, but he
I'm
was
not going
making
to
a good
speak for
point
them.
that they come
They
up
can speak
here.
for themselves.
He was making a good point that they come up here and they make their spaces and they literally shit on biracial or mulatto women and then just brag about going overseas. Now, mind you, Kim's intent behind that isn't because, his intent behind that is that he's jealous, right? Because he's not getting laid by these feisty, fly ass, baddie Latinas, right? And he's mad that mulattoes, whatever they want to call themselves, or black dudes or white dudes are like catching flights over there. But either way, I still felt like it was like, interesting content or whatever. So I covered it. It was a good point because you want to act like you want a community, this and that. But whether it's them or the light skinned men, it's always videos dragging the women. Oh, you don't want us. Oh, you don't want us. And I thought Keem had a funny take on it because as repulsive as Keem is, like I said, I'm not a hater and I give props where props is due. He's funny. Okay. He is funny. So it was a funny video, because he was just like saying like how they were like, oh, the mulattoes they're getting knocked up and they're getting what do they call them? Bastardized by Brad and Tyrone. And they're like, so I guess we gotta get our passports and we gotta go over there and get Maria. And it's funny. And the reason why it's funny is because it's true. It's true. And it
Okay.
is true, but that's fine for me because I do feel like as biracial people, a lot of us are attracted to Latino people, even though you guys have a different culture, right? Even like my preference before I got married and just dating and just like I dated a lot of, not a lot, I want to say it like that, like I'm like hooker or something. But like I dated like Puerto Rican guys. You know what I'm saying? I dated Dominican guys. So I do feel like that we are as like biracial American people, we are kind of like attracted to that culture. So it's funny, you know. The real funny stuff in life is the stuff that like has a little bit of like truth in it, you know?
Okay. First of all, as far as
Go
this
ahead, Irby, call
individual is
them.
concerned,
Talking shit about America. Get the fuck
uh,
out of here.
okay, first of all, he's what I would call a self-hater, a self-loather. Okay, because he's more American than I am, and I'm pretty much American. Okay,
No, he is not more American than you.
so
He is not more American than you. You are Puerto Rican. You are an American citizen. But I will say that, like, why are you going to live in our country and come here and make content just shitting on our country? And that's where my Trump voice comes in. And I say, well, go back to your shithole if you don't like it here. Period. Sorry.
okay.
Oh, speaking of Jose, let me ask you,
Well,
it's a
first
lot
of
of shit
all,
going on. What do you think about the
if I can,
Somalians that Trump called them garbage? What do you think about that? That was pretty bad, right? I'm gonna put you on the spot, Jose.
okay. Truthfully, I, I have not heard. I mean, I've not read a lot. Okay. I have not read a lot about it, so I really don't have an opinion. Either way, I do know that in some places in the world, it's just
It's
that
echoing on my end.
it's there. It's yeah, it's people who are in darkness can't stand the gospel. I mean, because and this is how I learned a lot about self accountability, and people don't like it. People prefer to be in darkness. That's why you have people doing crazy and insane things. Now, as far as King or whatever the fluffy wants to call himself, you can call yourself Mickey Mouse the third for all I care. Um, Instead of him going on YouTube talking about how how these black people going over to the DR in Colombia and getting smashed, maybe
Not
he
even
needs to
just
spend some
blacks, the
time doing
whites
some
too.
self-reflection. Well, maybe he needs to spend some time doing some self-reflection on why he's not being successful with the ladies instead of blaming everybody else.
But that's
Dude,
what he has in common with the mulattoes. That's why I'm saying it's the same thing. The mulattoes are doing the same thing, complaining about women in America and then big up in foreign women. And like, oh, we're gonna get our passports. Like, who gives a shit? We live in America. How many people do we have in America? What was it, 300 and 300 and something million before? I don't know how many we have now. Do you think that we give a shit
I think it's like
about the
350 million.
10% that flies to the Dominican Republic or Brazil? Who gives a damn? Get the fuck out of here. Nobody
Okay,
cares.
first, okay,
But we will
okay.
laugh at
First
you.
of all, it, okay. First of all, if there are people that for whatever reason want to go to the DR, want to go to Colombia, want to go to the Philippines or Thailand or whatever the fluff they want to go, and they want to get smashed, I mean, I that's their choice. Okay. Yeah, in a way, I guess in a way you can call me a passport bro, but the difference is I actually know something about um, about the people I date. I actually know something about the culture. Okay, which makes me a little bit different from these passport bros.
Yeah, but you're also honest about like what the situation is because when they're acting like it's
And I
just
speak
like
the language.
you speak the language, but you're also honest about like when they're pretending like everything is peaches and cream, like they can just stop it. I literally, and no, I have not been to the Dominican Republic or Brazil, but I have lived in Puerto Rico. I do listen to content. I do see different Latin. Them Latina women are not rolling over submissive. They're going upside these dudes' heads. They don't play that shit. And I mean, what's the difference? They just got an accent. They're not these weak little submissive whatever. Okay, when you get there and you meet somebody and she's poor, and so maybe she'll play submissive for you for a little while. But once you get her over here, once you get her over here, you might catch a chancleta to the head, okay? So stop the cap.
If I'm lucky, I only get that, not a frying pan. So
Not flan.
look,
Not flan. Not what do they call it? Farina down your back. Okay? So like there is no like I could see maybe they say like Asian women and even not even like even like because there's different levels, right? Like the Korean women too. Like even when I go to the nail shop and they be telling me like and their husband be in the shop, they be talking shit, they be this that. It's different. But like maybe Japanese are very like, those type of women, yes. But for the most part, like the Asian women's are they be dominant too. It's not just an American thing. Like in any developed country where women actually have rights, they're going to exert their power over themselves and over their life. Period.
I love it when non-Latinos describe Latinas as being submissive and all that sort of thing.
It's a
They
damn
have
lie.
they have tempers and some. Now, now I'm fortunate in a sense because my lady has not. I have not seen her get pissed off at me. But then again, I don't do anything to push her buttons.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't really see the difference. You know, you can get cussed out in English or you can get cussed out in Spanish. Either way, 9 times out of 10, you're still going to get a plate, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And to be fair. Okay. When it comes to Dominican women, because I'm like some of these yahoos, I actually know a little bit about it because I was married to a Dominican. I have dated Dominican women. Okay. And there is a difference with the women, Dominican women that live in the island compared to Dominican women living in these states. There is a difference. Okay. Um, they
What is the
may
actual
be
difference?
a
Because
little
my
bit.
ex also, he was a Dominican and he had a Dominican baby mama, as you call. And you know how they broke up? Because he found that she was putting witchcraft, Santaria, on his freaking family. So, there's challenges in every culture. They forgot about the witchcraft. They forgot to
Yeah.
add that in there.
Um. Oh yeah. But you know what? Yeah. I mean, that's another layer right there. I mean,
And you
automatically
know I'm
assume
not
that every
lying.
woman from some. I mean, they think that every woman from Santiago or the Dominican Republic or what have you are these shy, reserved, quiet ladies. No, they have a. They all have tempers. Okay, they
That is
all
our
can.
nature as
They'll let
women.
you. Okay, and look, this is the thing. Unlike some of these males, and I'm going to put it that way, I don't feel a strong woman. Okay, I just look at it as someone that she's going to speak her mind. Okay, she's going to let me know when I'm out of pocket, and I prefer it that way. because at least I know where I stand. I'd rather deal with someone that's going to tell me what it is, even if it's not in the most pleasant way, than someone is going to hide it.
Yeah. You know, of course, the witchcraft, the Santeria, and all the different other types. It's all over it's in Africa, it's in Latin America and all that. But we're going to be honest about the fact that it is very prevalent with Dominican women. They're right there on the island next to Haiti, whose national freaking religion i- is voodoo. Okay? Period.
Okay. One thing. Okay. One thing to bear in mind is in the Dominican Republic, there's not as many resources or options that they have compared to women here in the United States. Okay, here in the United States, we have this social network, we have public assistance, we have food stamps, we have Medicaid, we have Section 8, we have a whole wide assortment of social services for women and single mothers, things of that nature. In the Dominican Republic, they don't have all that financial resources, so they're gonna have to come up with different ways um, to survive. And
Hmm.
one thing that really got me upset, there was this dude that was talking about um, women in the DR entering into prostitution and things of that nature. So I'm just listening to him. It's like, okay, so what is your solution to deal with the economic problem with the Dominican women have? Um, you know what he said? Nothing. Okay. I don't condone it, but it's like when you're in a country when you don't have as many economic opportunities and things of that nature, you got to do whatever's necessary to survive. If that
Yeah.
means, unfortunately, selling the kitty, well, that's, I
And
mean,
not
I
even
don't,
not
I
only
don't
just selling the
condone.
kitty, the men sell their booty holes too. So
Exactly.
let's not skip that part.
No, that's true. That's
And
true.
even in Asian countries
Okay.
too, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Africa
one
too. I've
thing,
seen a documentary where the African men, oh my goodness, where they're talking about how like the old white ladies go over there on vacation and they go and they get with these pretty much I guess they call y'all male gigolos or whatever. You know what I mean? Like Stella got her groove back type of thing. It's the same thing. Well, not really, because I guess she fell in love with that dude. But you know what I'm saying? Like they go over there for a good time. You know, it's not just a Latin
yeah,
thing. It's a worldwide thing. When you go to countries that have like less resources than yours, then you hold a position of power.
yeah. I mean, look, let me tell you something. When I met my ex-wife for the first time, she couldn't understand the concept that I didn't want to sleep with her right away. It's just that I'm funny that way. I want to get to know you first before I actually start smashing. And she actually got mad because I didn't want to smash right away. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a little weird, but I like to get to know you first.
Well,
But you know what gets me is some of these dudes that go to Latin America for the purpose of smashing, and then they decide to engage with that sort of thing without using protection, and then they're exposing themselves to all sorts of STDs and unwanted pregnancies, and then some of these people get surprised when they get come up with an STD. I mean, really?
well, that's the risk you play, or that's the risk you take, I should say.
Yeah,
We're playing that game.
yeah. Look, I mean, I knew. Look, I knew someone. that 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 went to this. I think went to a bar or something, and basically he had like one drink too many, and he met this lady, well, this woman, and next thing you know it, well, the inhibition went out the window. Next thing you know it, they started to smash, and lo and behold, he became a father.
I think it really just has to do with the enjoyment of the culture because, Latinos, regardless of what country you're from, what part of the diaspora you're from, like Latinos have beautiful cultures, right? So they just want to, I
Yeah,
guess, be in that culture because you can literally go in the United States. It's not just because they think they're going for like a bigger bang for cheaper, but I see all the time. I mean, there's even videos on YouTube where people are like rolling up and they're like on hose strolls, and some of these women are beautiful that are out there. So, I mean, you can literally find, if you really want a prostitute, you can find a beautiful prostitute in the United States. But I think they just liked the culture, you know. It has to be that because you don't have to travel across the ocean to find an attractive prostitute. We have them here. Not everybody's a
you
crackhead
know,
that's a prostitute.
and the thing is this: they're talking about that they're going to find um, their significant other. I mean, you can find it here in the United States. It's just that you have to do a little bit of a better job vetting. Just like, a woman should do a proper job vetting at the dude. The dude needs to do a better job vetting women.
Of course, everybody should be, protective of themselves.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I've dated women outside the United States. The difference is you never hear me trashing American women.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've dated
And
dudes that are from outside the United States as well, and I don't bash American men. So, a man is a man is a man, and a woman is a woman is a woman, and how they behave is very much so dependent on their circumstance, and that's a fact.
yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of talk okay, um, about the baby mamas and how they need that. I mean, they need to they need to do better as far as who they give children to. Well, you know what? Men need to be responsible as well because the last time I checked, a woman cannot get pregnant by herself. It takes the seed of a male in order to get pregnant.
But that's why they get mad at me though, because some people on these YouTube streets don't want to take any accountability. It's easier just to blame women for the whole problem. We're going to blame women for the single mother crisis. And I said, well, if you give a damn about the single mothers across America, then take your ass back to your baby mama and shut the hell up. Are you going to do that? Probably not.
I mean, look. I mean, you know what? This is a thing. Okay. In all fairness, my ex-wife was a baby mama. She had two children from two different men. From two different men. Why they didn't do what they were supposed to do? I don't know, and I don't care either way. I mean, you can't paint a brush on all single mothers, okay? Because there are different set of circumstances that they become single mother. They could become a single mother simply because the father passed away, okay?
And who
Or
cares? That's
or
the point. The point is, who
or
cares?
the father.
Who cares if he didn't pass
Okay,
away? Maybe the relationship just didn't work out.
okay. But okay, but the thing that they love to talk about is that women need to choose better. Okay, women need to choose better, but then again, men need to choose better as well. I mean, because let's keep it. We got to keep it real. We have some men that will go after some really back crap crazy women because they're good in bed. Let's keep it real.
It's just as important, isn't it, Jose? Like women should value their womb, but men should also value their seed, right?
Yes, exactly. That's why you see, I'm a rarity because I don't have any baby. I mean, I never made any woman a baby mama. No.
I'm laughing at Irby. Irby's laughing because I said take your ass back to your baby mama. Because you know they ain't gonna do it. They just gonna get on the internet and just run their mouth about the baby mamas, but they ain't gonna go do right by their baby mama. Not gonna happen. And half of the time, them baby mamas want them back because they want their family complete and together.
Okay, look. Like I said before, there are many different circumstances why they become single mothers. Okay, and before you comment, uh, know the facts before you open your mouth.
People need to stop shaming people for getting out of bad situations. Men or women should not have to stay in abusive or terrible situations just because society is gonna, judge them or whatever. At the end of the day, people are behind a keyboard, they're talking crap, they're on their microphone, they're talking crap. But in the real world, grown people, men usually have their own kids and women have kids as well. Usually they're baby mamas and their baby daddies. So why they are talking about baby mamas, the ones that are talking the main shit about baby mamas, those are the ones that have a couple baby mamas.
Yeah, and look, that's why when it comes to I address them as single mothers. I
Not get the
rarely use the term
EBTs,
baby.
y'all are food. You've seen Irby's comment.
You know what? I'm not going to go there. I mean, look, like I said before, it's easier to judge if you have not walked in their shoes. Have women made some poor choices? Yes. Men have made poor choices too, and this is the thing that somehow doesn't get discussed. Okay, both sexes have made poor choices and things of that nature. Okay, and and like I said, women can't get pregnant without the seed of a male.
I personally think if you don't have any children, then you can afford to be more picky, whether you're a woman or a man. If you don't have your own children, then you can or cannot date someone who has children. That's fine and that's up to you. But if you have baby mamas yourself, and it's not just men, because there's women out here too, they have their own baby daddies and they'll be like, I won't date a dude with kids. Girl, you got you got five baby daddies. Like, stop the fucking cap. It's delusion on both sides. So that's why I just take it as a grain of salt. I take it with a grain of salt because the delusion is real, especially on social media. Because, like I said, in real life, people are dating, they're hooking up, they're getting married, they're just fucking, they're doing whatever it is that they want to do, and they don't give a damn if either or person got kids. But they want to come on the internet and be like, oh my God, I got so much value. Like, I would never date a baby mama. Stop lying. Stop it. You've been fucking baby mama since the beginning of time. You're laying up in the house. You eating up all the EBT, like Irby said. You eating up all the snacks. drinking all the Kool-Aid. Stop lying.
Okay, when it comes to single mothers, okay, that's why I prefer that's why I prefer to call single mothers instead of the baby moms. When it comes to single mothers, you know, it's by a case by case situation. If we're talking about a woman that has one child out of wedlock, it's different. Okay, but if you're talking about a woman that has six, seven, and eight kids with four different baby daddies, uh, that's it's different altogether. Okay,
Well, it depends on the life that
I
she's
would give
lived and the life that the
single.
man's lived. What if the woman was married a couple of times and had a couple of kids from her husband? Who fucking cares?
Okay,
Are the kids as the father in the kid's life, is he taking care of his kids? You know what the real difference is if you actually had real relationships and you had kids and y'all made those kids together out of love and y'all both co-parent together. Now, if you just have like 8 different baby daddies from one night stand, now we're seeing something different. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different story, but you can have a kid or two when you're young, mess up, get married, have a couple more. Oops. Guess what happens? Y'all got divorced. Oh, well, you got remarried. Now you got to give your wife or your husband a kid for them. Like things happen in life as people get older. You know what the real thing is, Jose? Everybody needs to mind their damn business about what other people got going on. That's what it is. Don't worry about other people's kids. Worry about your own kids. And if you ain't got no kids, then don't worry about people's kids.
okay. Well, I think part of the okay. I think part of the problem that some men are hesitant to deal with a single mother is that first of all is the fact that when it comes to like disciplining children, because children do need discipline. I don't mean like hitting them with a belt. I mean just explaining to them what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Okay, and that that the person who is basically the stepfather is not allowed to place some healthy discipline, or they have to hear the comment, "Well, you're not my daddy." Okay,
Well, you're not.
so
They got their own father.
okay, but I understand that, but however, this is where we look at things a little different. Okay, if I with a single mother has children and we do get married and then we become a blended family. Okay, even though I'm not the biological father, I am the male parental figure. As the male parental figure, I should be able, with discussion with my wife regarding how children should be disciplined, so they can learn to be to be respectable adults.
And I
But
agree.
when
That's
I'm
the
not,
answer there.
when okay, okay, but when it's a position where I am not able to install healthy discipline and explain the why, that's where the problem, and that's why certain men are so reluctant in dating single mothers.
But that's why I said, Jose, men that don't have their own children have that luxury. But if you have your own baby mamas, you don't. Because you have your own baby mama, you have your kids
Yeah.
in another household with another man who's dealing with your kids. You are not in that position. Now, as far as kids being like, you're not my daddy and all that shit, you also have to realize that that's a kid. A kid's going to rebel. If you're not prepared to deal with a kid's rebellion, then you don't need to be with a woman that has kids. Period. Because you and your wife got to figure out a way to make it work together, how to discipline these kids. And unfortunately, that is the hard part of blended families. That is the challenge. So, yes, if you're not up for the challenge, then yeah, you definitely shouldn't date any woman that has kids. But if you got your own kids, you shouldn't be talking shit about baby mamas because you left another woman a baby mama. and another man's in your house
Yeah.
being the stepdad to your kids.
Well, like I said, I'm very fortunate because I have never created any single mothers. Okay.
But do you
In
regret not
fact,
having any kids, Jose? Do you
I'm
regret it
sorry.
as an older man now? As an older gentleman now, do you regret not having biological children?
It's not so much that I regret. It's just that basically, unfortunately, it's the way certain circumstances um,
So you don't
develop.
feel like you never felt that earning inside you? It really wasn't that important to you?
No, I always wanted to have my own, have children, whether it be through my own offspring or adoption. It's just that the circumstances was not there. Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, I was married to my ex-wife for 2 years, and of course, we engage in
Yeah,
conjugal business. I mean, relations. I
yeah.
mean, like every no husband wife.
Did
It's
the
just that
doctor
she
tell you
never
that you
got
couldn't
pregnant.
have children?
No, never been told that.
Oh, okay, okay. No, I'm just curious because I'd be wondering, when people get older and they never have kids, because some people are pretty much set in that. They're like, nah, I just really don't want kids. And I get that too, because a lot of people have kids that really don't want kids, and then they're terrible to their kids. So if you don't want kids, definitely don't have kids. But I was just curious, like if you had that regret in life, because I mean, no matter what, you can't get through life without having any regrets. It's just not possible.
I mean, look, look. Believe me, do I have regrets? Yes. I think one of the biggest regret is that I didn't do a proper job vetting my ex-wife, and
You have a regret that you did
and
stepdaddy instead of having your own kids, right? Is that what you're saying, kind of?
no, it's not even that. It's just that because I was prepared to embrace her own children.
Okay, okay.
Okay, it's just that unfortunately I didn't do a real thorough job vetting my ex-wife,
Yeah, yeah.
and I own up to it.
And how many years were y'all married?
Two.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I never blamed my ex-wife 100% for the divorce. We were both guilty, and I've said it to her more than once. And I have no animosity towards my ex-wife. My siblings, that's a different story altogether.
You were supposed to
I mean,
you were
just
supposed to
okay.
have
Let
you
me
were supposed to
okay.
pass
Let me
down them
just give
dimples,
you a case
Jose.
in point. Because I'm sorry.
I said you were supposed to pass down them dimples, Jose. We're dimple
Well,
gang
it
over
just
here.
didn't work
I got
out that
dimples
way.
too. We're dimple gang over here. We all got dimples over here, so.
Yeah. No, but it's just that my ex-wife is active on TikTok. So
What? Jose,
so
you better send
yeah.
me the link so I can be nosy, damn it. Jose! Jose! I wanna see. I wanna see. What do you mean active on TikTok? Like she
Uh,
has like a TikTok, like everybody has a TikTok, or like she's a content creator active?
Basically, what she'll do is no, I think she has an actual content. She'll like do her little dancing, little twerking, whatever.
Jose,
And I
send
mean,
me
one
the
time,
link, Jose. I have to see. I've heard about this woman for how many years have I known you now? Is it 3 or 4?
something like that. You know what? I have to figure out how I'm gonna. I'll figure out somehow. But
I
look,
just want to see her because I'm
so my
curious. I've heard
sister,
about her. Huh?
yeah, because my sister saw her content in TikTok and decided to make some colorful commentary
Why?
on her on Okay, because I think she harbors a lot of animosity towards her.
Why?
Like I said,
How long
me,
y'all been divorced?
I mean, we've been divorced for 12 years.
Why are your sisters still mad?
Sis, okay, I think she tends to be a little bit overprotective with me, but then again, um, it just unfortunately she created a lot of ill will with my family regarding her behavior.
Oh yeah, I'm just curious. I want to see what she looks like and see her dancing on TikTok. Send me the link, Jose. Don't worry,
Let
I
me
won't make it
let me tell you.
content.
Okay,
I'm
let me
just
tell you something.
curious.
Okay, okay. She don't look bad. It's a Of course, she's a little on the chunky side. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm way past the chunky side. I'm basically
Oh, I'm not looking at her
humongous,
to
but
judge how she looks. I'm not looking at her to judge her. I just want to. I'm just curious. That's it. Just curious. Listen, if somebody was
yeah.
like, "Oh, I know who Gigi's husband is and all this other and you and whatever," and I got the link, you don't think you gonna look at that link to be curious what my husband look like? You're
You know what?
you're
This
gonna
is
click it,
okay.
Jose?
To be perfectly honest, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm not all that invested regarding
Nosy.
what your husband looks like. I mean, I figured there had to be something about him that you two clicked because or else you wouldn't marry the guy.
Yeah, looks don't keep you married though. I might get divorced.
Yeah,
Period.
and of course when my lady comes to the United States, hopefully next summer, she's gonna meet the siblings, and of course my siblings are gonna. What's your plans with him? Are you planning to leave the DR and move to the United States? And it's like,
I love how Irby threw those eyes
and it's like,
as soon as I said that. Like Irby don't miss a beat. Irby threw them eyes immediately. Period. I
yeah.
don't give a damn about nothing that nobody got to say either. I'm telling you, I'm not really the one to fuck with.
Yeah, and believe me, and eventually I will have to meet her family, and of course they're gonna ask me whatever questions they're gonna ask me, like how long you been with Clara, and why you attracted to her, what type of life you can give her, blah blah blah. Because next kid, I mean,
So what is your sister? You said your sister left
so
her negative comments on the TikTok.
yeah, negative recordings, which I'm not gonna repeat.
Wait, hold on. She responded to the content and made a recording to your ex-wife. Is that what you said?
Yes, yes.
Oh my, yo, Jose, Jose's been sitting on the T all this time being quiet. You see this? He got the baby mama and the sisters going back on social media making videos and didn't even tell us. Not the baby mom. Well, I mean, you did accept her kid. You still have a relationship with her kids, your stepkids? Because like my stepdad and
Yeah,
my mom are not still
I
together,
had a
but I still
relationship.
have a relationship with him. I love him. That's why I get
Well,
mad when men talk all this crazy shit about stepdads, because most of these men that are talking shit about stepdads, they themselves grew up with a stepdad. And shout out to the stepdads. They don't get enough appreciation. They get disrespect not only from the kids, they get disrespect from the wives, and they get disrespect on social media. So shout out to the good stepdads. You the real MVP.
Well, look, let me tell you something. I mean, let me tell you something. When I was married to my ex-wife, they didn't come across telling me, "Well, you're not my daddy." Okay. Um, I mean, it did seem a little bit weird addressing me by my first name. I mean, but I mean,
But what did
I
you? Well,
wasn't
hold on. But
offended.
what did
I
you want
mean,
them to call you? Because I called my stepdad by his first name as well. You wanted them to call you dad, but is that what you're saying?
no, because look, let me tell you something. Okay, because you see, the way we address our elders is it's a little different. Okay, basically, what we say, like for example, when my mother was alive, or my father was alive, or even my um, aunt from marriage. Okay, I did not address her as her first name. I would say, like, we could say petición titi, which means blessing. Okay, and then they will respond in kind, que Dios te
Yeah,
bendiga.
but
Okay,
titi means auntie. So what would they call you?
yes.
Bendición what? What would they say? That would be respectful.
Um, sometimes they'll say Jose, sometimes they call me Papi.
Papi. But papi is also
I
another
mean,
word for daddy, though. You know?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
So
look,
you wanted them to call you
and
dad
this is
because you stepped into the
and this
role
is
and you were their dad, basically.
no, I'm not necessarily. Not, I mean, you know what? It was a little weird, but like I said, I wasn't really offended.
Well, I mean,
I
even
mean,
if you were,
I
Jose,
understood.
even if you were, I understand that because, like, you love the kids, you're there, and, I would understand if it would hurt your feelings. But I also understand from a kid's point of view because I never called my stepdad dad. But some people do call their stepdad dad. Like, I literally had to accept that from my daughter, like, when my ex husband, got remarried. Like, she would call, like, her mom, and I was just like, ugh, I didn't like that at all. But at the same time, I had to be, like, a responsible adult and, like, eat that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that was his wife, and
Yeah.
and she was there since she was a baby. Because we broke up, you know what I'm saying? We got divorced, like,
Mhm.
when she was, still small. So I had to suck that shit up and put my pride to the side and be like, she's been she's at least been there since before she could remember. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I would understand how that would, like, I get both sides is what I'm saying. You gotta be a responsible adult to be, like, cool with your kid calling somebody else mommy or daddy is my point. Unless the fathers weren't there at all.
Yeah, and
I can't hear you, Jose. Irby, can you hear me or Jose? Because I don't hear anything. You don't hear me?
Hello, hello.
Okay, I can hear you. I can hear you, Jose.
Okay, but gee, I just lost I just lost my train of thought. But the one thing I bear in mind is that when Latinos date outside their ethnic group, I mean, it does, they do need to have learn regarding, like for example, if I was to marry a black woman, I mean, I would need to educate her because some of the things that makes us about Latinos, because while there's similarities between the black community and the Latino community, there are some differences. One of the differences is that there is a strong Catholic influence. Um,
Mm,
so we look at things a little differently.
yeah. I missed the whole beginning of what you
Mm.
said because I couldn't hear you, but I did hear you say that you come from Catholics and they expect something different. But I don't know what you said before that.
Okay. No, I was just mentioning that our culture is largely influenced by Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, how we look at racism is different. I mean, contrary to what some of these Hispanic types would like to talk about, because our culture is a mixture of European, African, and the indigenous. So, in essence, we're among the first mixed groups of people, because when the
Yeah,
Spaniards came to the so-called New World, they did many of them did not bring women. So what they did, they got busy with the indigenous women. They got business with black women, and that's why we have Latinos of different shades and colors.
exactly. Jose, you might need to put this one on private. We got all into your tea on this live stream. You know I'm a good interviewer, right?
Yeah.
Well, the way Jose said, yeah, Irby, he's like, yeah, that freaking Gigi. Speaking of tea, Jose, which I don't know if you're even interested, probably not, because you probably don't know this person, but there's this person on YouTube called Mouthy Megan, and she never really shows her face, but she shows like she has long, beautiful curly hair, and she's like high yellow. But she be out here on YouTube and she be like talking about the Africans and the Caribbeans, and she hates quote unquote tethers, right? And so like today I saw somewhere, oh, an Afro Think Tank's channel, which is a good channel by the way, even though I don't agree with everything he says, but it's a good channel. Um, that this girl was really like Puerto Rican, which although she is still American, but she's up here talking about this blackety black shit. And she's like a Puerto Rican and shit. So it really goes in all different directions. You have people from our groups that don't identify with their black side. And then you have people from the groups that are mixed race, whether they're Latino or whatever, but they they think they are black, even though they're mixed. You know what I'm saying? It can go both ways.
Okay. Believe me, I've we have been we have to deal with the Hispanotypes that like to talk about glorify Spain, like Spain is some wonderful paradigm, or they'll talk about Africa. I mean, that's why I refuse to identify myself in a particular phenotype. Okay, because I
Yeah.
choose to embrace all aspects of the Latino culture. I'm
Hmm.
not going to disrespect or downgrade one aspect just so I can appear to be more white.
Well, I don't know if you
So a
remember
lot of
Black
the
Skin is
times when
Amazing.
people ask me,
Do you remember BSIA? Black Skin is
Oh
Amazing.
yeah, well,
Anyway,
that's
I was
that's
talking to
another.
him on his
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
talking to
I
him on his
remember him.
comment section. Huh? What'd you say? I'm sorry, I think we might be lagging.
No, nothing. Go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
I was saying
go
when I was
ahead.
talking to BSA, I found him. He got another channel because he had disappeared from social media with his slick ass. And so I found him over there and I was like, yo, what's up with your girl? Because I just saw the little, like, somebody exposing her today. And he's like, nah, 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 send me the clip, send me the clip. And then I sent the clip and he's like, what? Oh my God, you just blew my mind. You just blew my mind. So knowing BSIA and you know him, he's probably going to troll her. But it is very interesting because I was on a stream with her before and I was questioning her about her lineage because it's like, okay, I get it. Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. So yeah, you're not the same as any other, like, you know, other places where you're like you're an American is my point. But at the same time, to be a Puerto Rican and be online dragging quote unquote tethers, which is includes Africans and Caribbeans, it's a little weird to me because you're on a freaking island, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. Am I tripping? Tell me, Jose. It's a little weird.
Um, no, it's not a little weird. It's extremely weird. It's like back crap crazy, and it's like so you're gonna be saying negative things about tether when your essence you're a tether yourself.
Well, I mean, you're not technically a tether because you're Puerto Rican and Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, but it still is weird because you're also on an island. So to drag other people on islands, yeah, that is kind of weird. And so I could make a video and whatever, whatever, because that is tea now. But I went back and I checked the live stream that somebody sent me and where she admitted that she had a Puerto Rican dad, she was Puerto Rican. Uh, but it was from like 4 years ago. So I'm like, you know, why am I going to come out and now make a video about it 4 years later? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes because now BSIA is probably going to respond and troll her about her dragging Caribbean people all this time. And she's really half Puerto Rican, maybe even more. We don't know because people lie on social media.
Um, okay. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and I'm just gonna come up and say it. It's kind of like a certain individual talking about the same crap about you that's been said for 5,000 years and all that sort of thing. And it's like, and
Well, but in this case, it comes out of her own mouth. It's not like somebody just saying something about her.
yeah,
And that's why I
I
said,
mean, you know what?
yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, as far as cringe concerned, that's like a 15. And it's like,
It
and,
is, right? Okay. I'm glad from another Puerto
and
Rican
it's
saying it.
like,
So it makes sense. Yeah, I'm not tripping. It is weird. Okay.
no, it's not, it's weird. It's insanely weird.
She's up there talking about
And
how
I'm,
the
and I'm part
Caribbeans
of
need to
the,
get out of here and how they're tethers and, just being basically xenophobic, saying that she's FBA and all this other stuff. But like, you got a whole Puerto Rican dad who's from an island. I lived in Puerto Rico. Okay, I know that it's an island. It's a different culture. It's a different experience. It's not like the United States at all. Nothing is like the United States over there. I'm just being honest. I live
you
there.
know what? But you know what? I think I'll be curious to find out um, what the people who identify themselves as FBA say about some chick that declaring herself as FBA when her father is Puerto Rican.
It is tea, right? I should make a video, Jose. It is tea. It's tea. It's
I
tea.
think you
It
should. You
really
know what?
is.
I think you. I think you should. But this is where it's beyond bizarre. You claiming to be FBA, but yet your father is Puerto Rican. I would love to hear what the FBAs have to say about this type of situation. Okay,
And not even
I
only
mean they
that,
can say
it's like an
whatever the fuck they
exoticals.
want.
it's like an Exoticals United level of trolling too, Jose, because she's like posting pictures of like light skin, uh, biracial phenotype looking people and saying this is what a black American looks like, and then she'll have like, and this is what a tether looks like, and so it is tea because it's like, is she the Puerto Rican Exoticals United?
Um,
Tea, it's tea.
that's why. See, that's the reason why I refer to EU as the queen of the pretty dumb club. I guess someone wants to. I guess someone else wants to challenge EU to a title.
And I got on a live stream with her before on BSIA's channel, and I was like, sis, you're obviously mixed. Like, she's as light as me. She has looser textured hair than even me. Like, you don't look black, sis. Like, now that I know that what she really is, you look Puerto Rican, sis. I can't. And even everybody thinks that I'm Puerto Rican my whole life. So you look more Puerto Rican than me, mama. Sorry. And you're up here talking about you're the FBA basically queen and you're dragging Africans and Caribbeans and your father is Puerto Rican? That's tea.
You know what? Um, I have never seen her. I never seen her before,
Yeah,
and
you're not an asshole, you.
I'm just considering myself fortunate that I have never seen anyone going this crazy. I think she needs to make a reservation to the Funny Farm.
But that's what the crazy thing is about YouTube is, it's just like, I mean, to be fair, this is entertainment, right? Anybody can come on here and pretend to be whoever they want to be. But at the same time,
Yeah,
people
I
are going to
mean,
find out who you are. And they didn't even dox her or stalk her to find out. She told on herself on a live stream. And then, like when BSIA, he texted me, he was like, no, no, you're lying, you're lying. Not text me, but on the video that I commented on him too. And he's like, no, 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 you're like, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, if you think about it, she talks like she has a Puerto Rican accent. She's a Puerto Rican from New York. But you know why though? The Puerto Ricans, and I know you're from New York, don't get me wrong, Jose, but there's a difference, right? You grew up here in New York. Like you don't have the same
yeah,
experience or this,
yeah.
you know?
No, no, believe me. There's a big difference with the Puerto Ricans that were born and raised in the United States compared to those. It's a big difference, and sometimes the Puerto Ricans in the island they'll call us gringos because because we were born and raised in the United
Because
States.
there's a
Now,
difference in
mind you,
culture.
we speak the same language. We basically have this.
Same food, yeah.
Yeah,
Same music, yeah. But you're still like more American because you actually
yeah.
live
But
on what
because
they
we were,
call it on the mainland, you know.
we're part
Did
of the Puerto Rican diaspora.
hold
Okay,
on. Did
but yet
did
today we're
Irby just say you
gringos.
look like Fat Albert? Irby, when I saw your picture, you were bony as fuck. What happened? You turned into Fat Albert that quick? What happened? You need to put them empanadas down
You
over
know
there
what?
in Miami.
Uh, well, you
Them
know
black beans
what?
and rice.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even. I mean, I'm not.
That
I
shit
mean,
sound
hey,
good.
um, um, you know what? Bless his heart.
It
That's
was
what.
a joke.
Bless his heart. That's all I'm gonna say because I'm not. I mean, I get on him
Hey,
using his
hey,
Obama phone.
hey.
So I mean,
Not Jose jumping in on the jumping of you, Irby. He just threw a kick at the back of your back when I made a joke on you. Oh
Yes.
So, yikes, Jose. It's okay, Irby. We love you. That's what family does. We G on each other.
Yeah. But, but you know what? Um, it's kind of hard to watch to catch Irby's lives because it's basically they're all done like in the wee hours in the morning, where look that when I'm asleep. So it's like basically in order for me to catch his live, I will have to like take a nap during the day because let's face it, I'm 63 years old. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I mean, uh,
Well, Irby is
but
now a
there's
content
a
creator,
rhyme and
so
a
we
reason
gotta.
for it.
Irby's a content creator now, so we gotta put pressure on him to make content. That's how it works, right? Gotta make that content, Irby. You gotta go live,
Yeah.
and you still gotta support the people that you supported from day one, even though you got your own
Yes.
channel. Because all now that you got your own channel, all the people that have platforms, they support you because you were an awesome supporter. So you just keep that love going. That's how we do on YouTube.
Yeah. Exactly. But getting back to the rival of the queen to become the I mean for for uh,
I love me some
for
Irby. Irby has been such a supporter of my
someone
channel,
that's
even when everybody turned on me.
mainland Puerto
And you too,
Rican.
Jose. You've always been a supporter of me, even when everybody turned on me. I appreciate the people that have held it down for me. You know what I'm saying? And I keep it loyal.
Look, let me tell you something. I don't turn on my friends, and I know sometimes because of the people that I choose to associate with. But you know me. It's like if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. I mean, it's that simple.
And we've all like been around each other for so long, so it's like even like if each other is being annoying or whatever, we're just like ugh, annoyed in that moment. But like we know that it's just like, it's all good. We know how Gigi is. We know how Jose is. We know how Irby is. Whoever else is my point. You know what I'm saying? But you just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many snakes out here. You got to keep it real with the people that keep it real with you, period, point blank. Because I'll tell you one thing, you will find out the bigger your channel grows and the more you interact with people, how many snakes are really out here.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen come and
I don't
go,
know if
Jose?
it's me or is it you breaking up or if
I don't know. I'm on my soapbox and I guess
Oh,
y'all
I've
can't
seen
even hear me.
quite a few people that comment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, let me tell you something. Been people that once appeared on this platform, and then next thing you know it, basically I'm like and Jamie and things of that nature. Well, you know what? And it's they're the ones with the problem, not me. I will support my platform whoever I wish down on my platform. Okay, and if they have an issue with that, you know what? There's the door.
Yeah. Exactly. At the end of the day, though, a support system is good, obviously, and it is very important. But at the end of the day, it is, every person for themselves, you're left standing. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the captain of your ship, you are responsible
Yeah,
for your channel. And The more you interact and the more that you move around, you're going to find a good 5 to 10% of real ass
Yeah.
people that F with
I
you,
mean,
regardless if they agree with you or not. But there's going to be 90% that are fake. It just is what it is. This is entertainment. And whether you think that you're competing with the other person or not, they might be competing with you because they want clicks and they want views.
yeah,
And they might not be
yeah.
happy for you if you're getting clicks or views. They might hate
And
you if you have clicks and views.
yeah, yeah. Look, there have been certain individuals that have disappeared completely off of YouTube for whatever reason, and it's like, uh, and of course, some of them were my ops for whatever reason.
Jose, how many ops you think you got out here? You don't got to say no names, but I'm just saying how many you think you got?
I don't have many. I don't have many. A lot of them basically have have disappeared for the most part.
Hmm.
But I got a couple. I got a couple. Some of them basically a couple
So
like
Zacharias came
one or two,
back and made
basically the
his
same ones that
channel.
you and Junior had. It's just that the difference is that I'm sorry.
No, I was saying that Zacharias came back and he's made his channel, and I know Jordan was like kind of like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna try to press y'all to talk or whatever." But it seems like Zacharias has been over there doing his content, minding his business, and not coming for you or nothing. But yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but he is back or whatever.
Oh, I know. See, I know he's back. It does that I choose not to partake in this content. No disrespect intended. Okay. And I don't wish him any ill will. It's just that unfortunately, he burned the bridge with his contact the times he's been on this platform.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying that he's back or whatever. But I don't,
Okay.
you know, he seems to be minding his business, doing his own thing.
Uh, you know what? I do wish. Okay, I do wish him well. I do wish him well. Um, I do understand that there are certain issues that he has, and I've been as charitable as I can. It does that. Unfortunately, most of the time that he's been here, he's been very disrespectful towards me.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I feel you.
and he never did recanted the fact calling me a racist.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you.
Okay.
But Jose, we are reaching that 2 hour mark, and that's my time. But I do
Yeah,
appreciate
and
you letting me up.
yeah, and well, I appreciate you being up here, and of course, I gotta let you before I let you go, people, if you have not done so, please subscribe to her channel. She has a membership. Subscribe to her membership. You'll see
My
some
channel's name
interesting
is
content that only members.
GG's Crash Out Report. That's my channel's name. And thank you, Jose. I hope
Yeah.
you have a good night. I hope this interview slash interaction, it really was just actually just us like hanging out as friends talking crap. But it was a little bit messy, but I think it was good. But hopefully you didn't mind that I got a little bit in your
Yeah.
business. Are you gonna send me that link, Jose, or are you just gonna keep that personal?
You know what? I just have to figure out how I'm going to send it. Once I figure it out, I will send it. It's just
Oh, all you
because
have to do is go
I'm
to
not
share.
exactly the most tech savvy person.
All you gotta do is
Okay,
go to share and press the button and it gives you
I
the
would
link.
do that.
If you don't want to give it to me, I also understand because to be honest, I probably wouldn't send everybody, links of my family. So it's fine. But I'm just an upfront person, so I'll just ask you straight up,
I
hey,
mean,
you gonna send me the link or not?
okay. I mean, I mean, I mean, like I said, I don't have any ill will towards my ex-wife. Okay, I
Yeah.
might even take her out to a meal, but
Ooh.
bring her to my home. Uh-uh.
Hmm.
No,
Well, if you
no.
decide to be messy, send me the link.
Because first of
I'm not
all,
going to make
because
content on it, but I am nosy. But thank you for letting me up. It was a good conversation. I had a good time. And,
uh,
congratulations again on your 1,000 subs. Everybody, hit the link,
well,
twerk
thank you
on
very
that
much. Have a
freaking like button, and subscribe to Jose and support his content.
appreciate it. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm gonna put this thing to bed because I mean it's getting late, and
All right. Good night,
well, thank you
Jose.
very much for stopping by.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Good night. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, good night. So I'm just gonna. I think it was a good stream. Okay, we were able to talk about things, and it did get a little interesting. But that's how it is when it comes to open discussion. I try to keep it free flowing. So I will be live on my other channel Sunday, 6 or 7 o'clock. I just have to think about what I'm going to talk about. And when everything is said and done, um, be true to yourself. Um, everyone has a past. So some people's past might be a little bit more colorful, but just remember that we're all made in the image of God. So, with that being said, if you have not done so, please consider subscribing and checking out my content. And of course, we're going to close the same way that we always close. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by the stupidity and mess and insanity. And whatever we say and do should be doing for the glory of God. And with that being said, I wish all of you a very blissful, enjoyable weekend. And we'll get together real soon. Take care. Have a good night. And